How far is this going to affect the sea, you know, around it? It's a pretty empty sea all around, I guess. Didn't seem to have caused a tsunami, but who knows? A tsunami is an earthquake under the water. Well, things are still standing. So, if we could find, you know, like if we could hide in one of the buildings, then we had a shot of survival. It was such a huge blast. I thought it would be more destructive to the architecture here. He's still here. Oh, Nola. Are they really dead, though? Okay, Frankie is the first we saw. Brooke. But Brooke... I mean, they look hurt and they're lying on the ground, but they don't look, like, annihilated by a bomb, you know? That had kind of the same sound effect as when he warps, I think. It's Zoro! What the fuck, dude? Shout out, hi guys, I'm Judy, and today I'm going to be watching One Piece, episode 377. Let's get into this episode. Check out my Patreon for full reactions. Subscribe. Let's go. Oh, he's made of air? What? It's a bomb? What is your body made of? Is that the real you? Jesus. It is. Yeah, fair enough. What are you made of? Pacifista. They made you into a pirate? Or they took you as a pirate and then made you... Because you are a cyber. Oh, we have another scientist. I mean, okay. Fuck. That's a lot. Yeah. I mean, there's a limit. Even for you, Zoro. My own? How is that a replacement? That's really interesting. Because I don't know if Luffy, maybe. They don't even have... They're so cute. I wonder if Luffy would appreciate them doing this. I think in some way, yes, but in some ways also very much no. I could appreciate at least the thought that stands behind it. And the fact that they're fighting each other for it, though. They're willing to sacrifice anything for each other. He hasn't agreed to that yet, though. God, you guys. You look ridiculous, but I love you. Oh. Oh, shit. I thought he was gonna punch him back or something, but I guess that was one help. Like, he couldn't stand anymore after that. He's gonna take him but not hurt him. So he's taking... Oh, well. Take his pain? And now Zoro will know. What the hell? You can do that too? That's only a small part of it. I mean, we knew Luffy was kind of ruining his own body, but... And he has a sturdier body than the rest of them. What the hell? Is this a torture session? I mean, Zoro will understand what Luffy's actually going through, like, by feeling it on his own skin and flesh if he survives this. Thrust both hands into it. Oh, you know his dad personally? So the blast wasn't supposed to kill anyone, anyway? No, he did. Only Sanji knows. I mean, all of them can see that Zoro's not there, I guess, but Sanji knows that he was there and he was going to sacrifice his life. What do you think happened? Oh my god. Oh my god, all of that is blood. He's still standing. Oh god. Yeah, we can see that. Oh my god. What a way to end that episode. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Oh my god, Zoro! Okay, like we physically, literally, he took the burden for himself. And Luffy doesn't even realize. And I think that's a really important point because I don't know exactly what Sanji or Zoro will tell Luffy about this, but I don't think that Luffy will love the idea that someone was willing to sacrifice their life for him or sacrifice their dreams for his own. Because, I mean, I'm just editing the very beginning of my episodes of One Piece and I just, like, you know, edited the whole Mihawk thing and Baratie and stuff, and how it was very clear it was very clear that Luffy held it very dear for people to have, you know, goals of their own. Like, he didn't want a crew that would just do whatever he says or are willing to sacrifice themselves. I mean, he does want a crew that is very tight and loyal to each other and are like friends to each other. But I don't think he wants, well, and I guess with that also comes sacrifice, especially when you're facing, you know, a lot of dangers. And I mean, Luffy is definitely willing to sacrifice himself for his crew, but I don't know if he's willing for the opposite, you know? I don't know if he would love that. It's just kind of hypocritical of him, I guess, in some ways. You could look at it that way. But, I mean, he would definitely, like, just be very... Obviously, he would hate the idea of just anyone dying for any circumstance. But I think even more than that, it would bother him if they die for him specifically. So it's interesting that all of this happened while Luffy was unconscious, obviously, and also like away from him, like he they, you know, they take the burden from him and he doesn't even realize it because he's Luffy and he's just like, oh, I feel good, okay, then I guess, you know, that's just how it works. Like, he doesn't think too much of it, at least for now. Maybe when he sees, you know, Sanji and Zoro or something, he will realize something happened, but I don't think they're going to tell him. Brook was the one who looked after Sanji. And I think he realized, I guess, that he was going up, like, that something happened, that Sanji was really worried. So Brook might, you know, catch on to something. I don't know if Luffy will. And I think that's kind of the point. They don't want him to know, I think. On the other hand, of course, it's shown to us how much they care about him, and they're willing, like, even to give up their own dreams for his sake, for the sake of his dream. Like, they believe in him that much that they're like my dream in comparison with his, you know, like I will give it up for him because he deserves it, or like we believe in him to this degree that we can't have someone take it away from him, like this dream for him, and continue with our own dream without our captain right there, you know, going for his, you know, we can live with that idea. And that's really lovely and really touching. And just the way that, you know, Zoro was willing to do it. And I mean, there is something, you know, Zoro is definitely taking after, you know, some samurai habits. I mean, he's sort of, he doesn't call himself a samurai, but, you know, he's a swordsman and he has this kind of honor thing going for him, and he's kind of stoic and stuff, and becoming more and more so, it feels like. So, you know, sacrificing yourself for your, I mean, samurai, you know, would kill themselves if their lord was gone. Lord, I don't know what, like, that their I know the actual term for it, like whoever, you know, their master, or otherwise it would be Ronin. Anyway, so it's definitely like it somehow fit, like, you know, the character he's becoming, that he would be willing to sacrifice himself just like that. And Sanji's, you know, we know that Sanji is very kind and he's willing to do a lot for other people. So it also makes sense that he would do it. But the fact that they, you know, kind of fought for it, and then, you know, and then Zoro, like, hit Sanji and, like, and actually knocked him out so he could do it. And you know, and Sanji was like, so, you know, the moment that he realized that he couldn't hold on, like, he couldn't actually fight back, it was kind of heartbreaking to see him, like, be like, no, and he was holding on to Zoro, like, you know, and falling away, and it was so lovely. Their friendship or whatever it is that they're I mean, it's definitely friendship on their own brand of it, where they hate each other but also love each other, and it's so awesome. I really love it. And it was definitely a peak here for sure. Like, there was so much focus on both of them and how much they care about the crew, and how much they care about each other. It was really touching. And like, you know, Sanji waking up, being like, where is he? And going to look for him, and being like really afraid that something happened, because that's the last he saw was Zoro, you know, willing to sacrifice himself, and he couldn't take his place even though he tried to. It was I really loved it. So, and I mean, and I also, even though it's, I guess it's kind of like expected in some way, or it's kind of overdone in some way, I do love it. I mean, that's a kind of trope that I'm never going to stop loving. I think that, you know, the enemies are a little bit touched to some degree, or they're like, you know, we have our own honor. We can't, you know, you show yours and you show that you're willing to defend your captain like this, and we can kill your captain after this, or something, like, it will bring shame to us. So it happened here, and sure, I guess in a real world kind of situation that he would just kill all of them, but I mean, I'm okay with that. Like, it makes, like, this is the story at the end of the day, that the friendship is kind of trumps it all, and going after your dreams too, but even more than that, it's the friendship, because they were willing to give up their dreams for their crew. So, like, it's not like that the enemy's, like, touched, on an emotional level, but it's just like, I can't, it will bring shame on me if I harmed him. Like them realizing that, yes, this is a good crew, and they stand by each other, so we can just, kind of defile that by killing them at their weakest state, or killing their captain at his weakest state. I'm saying we. I'm talking about Kuma here, obviously, but it happened before. It happened with Kuzan. What's his other name? Mostly with him, I think. Smoker too, maybe. I don't know if I think so. To some degree, maybe not to kill them, but to capture them or something. So I mean, it doesn't happen with everyone, because there are people who are not honorable, obviously. Like, I don't think it would have happened with Moria. It would have been strange if it would have happened with Moria. But Kuma, we have seen that he is, like, more measured. He has this, like, there's something about him that is kind of, not hectic or overly emotional or something. Like, his cruelty comes from, I mean, I don't know. I guess his rumored cruelty, because we haven't really seen a lot of cruelty, to be honest. I mean, okay, he did hit those pirates, the blast and stuff, but at the end of the day, everyone survived and he left. So, so his rumored cruelty, in any case, I guess it comes from the fact that he doesn't seem, I think, emotionally bothered by the things that he does, I guess. So you call it cruel. But on the other hand, he's like it doesn't feel like he's going to, I don't know, go crazy with some kind of emotion and act and take it out on people around him, Also helps that he's part machine. I feel like it kind of gives him this more of gravitas or something. So we heard about another scientist who made him. I'm assuming he was a pirate. Either he was already pretty formidable, I think, on his own, right? I think he already had the devil fruit too. And he was made to be one of the 7 warlords. And then they also decided to, maybe because of his loyalty to the government or whatever, they decided to make him into an experiment, a human tool or something. And this scientist turned him into whatever it is that he is right now, with some kind of ticking clock in his shoulder. I don't know. And he can, take up, like, discharge blast from his mouth that can melt steel. Like, he's definitely, like, he's Frankie on a whole other level, is definitely a whole lot more, sturdy and destructive. And his eye, that's why he doesn't have people. They're like robot eyes, I guess, that they have, like, information running across them or something. Okay, interesting. And also going back to Zoro. And the fact, like, because just before, Kuma came to, distracted them, they were talking about how, Luffy was taking on too much. We had to be stronger to take some of the burden away from him, because he was, putting too much pressure on his body, and he was taking its toll, and, and stuff. And they saw it, and they were worried enough as it is. But now Zoro, like, gets to feel it. And, it nearly... So, on the one hand, it shows him how strong Luffy is, I guess, or how much he can withstand, On the other hand, he also knows how terrible it must be, how much of a toll it must be taken on Luffy, even if he does recover, even if it doesn't exactly show on the outside for now. So, yeah. So, I guess it's going to be, like, even a more of a drive for him to get even better, I guess. Anyway, very, very... cool episode. And it's one guy that I guess we're going to have to face again at some point in the future. Kind of like it happened to us with Smoker, that we couldn't really do anything with him. We didn't really face him, though, to be honest. We never actually got the knack, or figured out how to face someone who can turn into smoke. So now we have an air person that we haven't figured out how to face. But to be honest, we weren't at our best at all. So I don't know. I don't think they could have faced them, even if they were completely energized and refreshed and stuff. But they would have certainly put up more of a fight. So, yeah, I was thinking about Smoker a lot in this episode for some reason. And he's like, I don't remember exactly why, but he kept coming up to my mind, and I'm just wondering, because the last we saw of him, it was after the Alabasta. That was a long time ago, and he was like, you know, oh, we're going after him or something. I've never seen him since. All right, so that was incredible. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Special thanks to my top Patreons: Redding Tier, Andy Plays All Night, Terranor, Michael Gabriel, and Shadows Moon. And to the rest of my amazing Patreons, who without their support, I would never be able to keep on doing this. Thank you so much.